in New Light Video Magazine, Seeing in a New Perspective. May issue, Volume 14. Feature story, Gabriel Fahrenheit. Who is he and why does that name sound so familiar? Catch the monthly music trivia, celestial calendar, and INLVM astrology forecast inside. Find out more at www.innewlightvideomagazine.com or follow us on YouTube. Table of contents. Use our time code to jump straight to the contents you want. Otherworld news. Don't mess with Mother Nature. Don't do it. 3 minutes, 11 seconds. Rolling Green Project. Solar air conditioning. Cool. 9 minutes, 7 seconds. Mary May. 12 minutes, 14 seconds. Feature story, Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit, 15 minutes, 42 seconds. What's up? Uncovering unexplained phenomena. Drones, tonight on Debunked or Chunked. 18 minutes, 54 seconds. Entertainment Central. Music trivia time. 24 minutes, 32 seconds. May the 4th be with you, always. 25 minutes, 40 seconds. The Gift of Springtime. 27 minutes, 58 seconds. Holistic Health. Healing Pain Naturally. 29 minutes, 54 seconds. Cell Food by Angela Lynn. 34 minutes, 8 seconds. Astronomy and Astrology. Astronomy Photo of the Month, Butterfly Nebula. 39 minutes, 19 seconds. Space Race continues. 41 minutes, 25 seconds. Celestial Events Calendar. 44 minutes, 38 seconds. INLVM Astrology Forecast. 47 minutes, 43 seconds. About in New Light Video Magazine. 54 minutes, 45 seconds. Contributors and credits. 55 minutes, 38 seconds.
Otherworld news. Don't mess with Mother Nature. Our planet has its own rhythm. She brings hurricanes, tornadoes, thunder and lightning, rain and snow. Seems for the past few years, she has been bringing lots of life-threatening storms. There have been massive mudslides, earthquakes, which brought about deadly tsunamis, ice and snow storms, and some of the most deadly tornadoes in history. Here in the U.S., a weather disaster has been happening every month. While many say we are going through an El Niño cycle, and some scientists saying that we are headed to a mini ice age, there are some who believe that the weather is being manipulated by HAARP. But what is HAARP? HAARP began in 1990 and stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, and its purpose is to analyze the ionosphere and investigate the potential for developing ionospheric enhancement technology for radio communications and surveillance. The HAARP project directs a 3.6 MW signal in the 2.8 to 10 MHz region of the high frequency band into the ionosphere, pulse, or continuous. This is supposed to advance the basic natural process that occur in the ionosphere. While these scientists state these weather control theories are uninformed and that those type of capabilities are above what HAARP can do, the location of HAARP is in Gakona, Alaska. There is speculation that HAARP may have some connection to all the earthquakes that are happening here lately in the area of the Pacific known as the Ring of Fire. HAARP does claim that their project is one of openness, meaning scientists without clearance and even foreign nationals are routinely allowed on the site. They host an open house once a year so that civilians can come in and see what it's all about. HAARP also claims that their findings are published in major research journals such as Geophysical Research Letters or Journal of Geophysical Research. On further reading of HAARP, I honestly can say I can see where people would believe the weather manipulation is happening. On the military channel, they are constantly bringing up new weapons that are in production as we speak. One of those weapons is a type of energy weapon. The technology is there. It's important to note that it's not just the theorists that are concerned about HAARP. The European Union has shown their concern as well. The EU is calling the project a global concern and it is considered part of the U.S. military defense program. This prompted them to have a resolution passed for more information on it, specifically the environmental safety of HAARP. There was even a show about it on the History Channel, and I will quote here. Electromagnetic weapons pack an invisible wallop hundreds of times more powerful than the electrical current in a lightning bolt. One can blast enemy missiles out of the sky. Another could be used to blind soldiers on a battlefield. Still another to control an unruly crowd by burning the surface of their skin. If detonated over a large city, an electromagnetic weapon could destroy all electronics in seconds. They all use directed energy to create a powerful electromagnetic pulse. Directed energy is such a powerful technology it could be used to heat the ionosphere to turn weather into a weapon of war. Imagine using a flood to destroy a city, or a tornado to disseminate an approaching army in the desert. The military has spent a huge amount of time on weather modification as a concept for battle environments. If an electromagnetic pulse went off over a city, basically all of the electronic things in your home would wink and go out. They would be permanently destroyed. Reports of this type of secret weapon was talked about in the New Zealand Herald. Top secret wartime experiments were conducted off the coast of Auckland to perfect a tidal wave bomb, declassified files reveal. United States defense chiefs said that if the project had been completed before the end of the war, it could have played a role as effective as that of the atom bomb. Details of the tsunami bomb, known as Project SEAL, are contained in a 53-year-old document released by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. Let's keep in mind that this tsunami bomb was going on in 1944 and 1945. So are these just theories? Let's consider the massive Manhattan Project, developed for the first atomic bomb, is one such example. The building of an entire city to support the project in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, was successfully kept secret even from the state's governor. Even Jesse Ventura, the former Navy SEAL who turned pro wrestler, has even made a show on HAARP, which included some useful information. People all around are hearing a humming sound in which no one knows exactly where it's coming from or from what it's coming from. These sounds reportedly are the same type of sound the HAARP system makes. So what is all this? Is our weather being manipulated by machines? We've had some wild weather in the past year, from massive tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, and we cannot forget the mega storm that hit England. Or is Mother Nature fighting back? Meaning, is this the response of our weather patterns being messed with? In our credits, I have enclosed the link to the European Union document that brings HAARP and other similar electromagnetic weapons into question. I have also enclosed the link to the New Zealand article, Tsunami Bomb, Devastating War Secret. Thank you for watching and listening, and as always, we would love to hear from you. This is Stacy Hill bringing HAARP and energy weapons into a new perspective for you in New Light Video Magazine.
Uplift, create, and share at Anahata Healing Arts in the Starland District of Savannah. www.anahatahealingarts.com.
The solar air conditioner experiment. A few months ago, a friend sent us a very interesting YouTube video of a solar-powered do-it-yourself air conditioner. This was a project that seemed too good to pass up. We even had the majority of the items needed. In the video, a bait bucket style styrofoam is used as a liner for a 5-gallon paint bucket. A hole is cut in the top for a fan, and PVC pipe is attached as the blower is coming out of the bucket. In Arizona, bait buckets are difficult to find, so we thought we would try to improvise with some spray foam insulation. We have found that it was not the best idea. For our project, we purchased a bucket with a lid, a drill bit to drill out the holes for the PVC, and some adhesive silicone caulk to seal the tubes into the bucket. We repurposed some PVC pipe we had from our previous camper, a 12-volt fan, and a 110 plug fan, and we used the spray foam to line the bucket. This process takes at least 2 days to complete with the spray foam, as it needs to dry and be sprayed again to fill any cracks. Rick cut the PVC pieces to 3.5 inches long and used the caulk to secure them after drilling the holes through the bucket and foam. Rick also trimmed the foam at the top until the lid fit back down onto the bucket firmly, with the foam to insulate it tightly on the inside. With the final task at hand, we first tried the 12-volt fan that could be hooked up to a solar panel. We plugged it into the 12-volt plug in our trailer. The 1-gallon jug of ice was placed into the bucket and it was sealed, having the fan placed on top. When the fan was turned on, the effect of it blowing out the pipes was less than inspiring. It led us to our next trial of removing the 12-volt fan and putting one of our 110 fans on top. This one had a bit more power, but the air it blew out was not very cold or strong. It definitely did not assist in cooling off the room at all. After seeing the much better results in the YouTube video, this experiment was a definite disappointment. I have found that we can order a bait bucket style styrofoam from Walmart online and have it delivered to the store we shop at, so we will attempt to reuse the materials we already have and try this experiment again with a different liner. We are not sure if the results were drastically different due to the spray foam or not, but we found it is likely to be the reason this didn't go as well as hoped. If you try the experiment from YouTube, be sure to order your bait bucket before you get started. This is Samantha Phoenix with the Rolling Green Project for a New Light Video Magazine.
From the Ground Up, Lapidary, Wire Wrapping, and Custom Jewelry Designs by Marty Farley. Facebook.com/FromTheGroundUp01.
Merry May. April showers bring May flowers, but that's not all May beholds. The beginning of May has long been celebrated, first as Beltane and then as May Day. Beltane has been celebrated by the Gaels for hundreds of years. This marks a halfway point between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. Celebrations started on April 30th and continued through May 1st or 2nd. This date was known as the beginning of summer, as the cattle were beginning to come out more and the crops were beginning to grow. Bonfires were built and rituals were held to protect the cattle, crops, and people. This was a time of growth. People would decorate their homes with yellow flowers and would make a May bush, a thorn bush decorated with flowers, ribbons, and bright shells. Known as a fire festival, this was a time of celebration as the sun began to stay in the sky longer, bringing with it warmth and growth. In recent times, May 4th is also known as National Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. For our neighbor Mexico, May the 5th is known as Cinco de Mayo, the day that Mexico gained their freedom by defeating the French army in 1862. The 6th is known as Teacher's Day and Nurses' Day. The most well-known is May the 11th, our second Sunday in May. This is Mother's Day. The first Mother's Day was May 10, 1908 in Philadelphia. This is a day to celebrate and show gratitude for our mother, or the woman that raised us. In 1872, Julia Ward Howe suggests the idea of an International Mother's Day to celebrate peace and motherhood. But for our common day celebration, we have to thank Anna Jarvis. Miss Jarvis, Anna's mother, held an annual gathering, Mother's Friendship Day, to heal the pain of the Civil War. What most do not know is that after her mother's death in 1905, Anna devoted the rest of her life to have Mother's Day declared a national holiday, as to honor her mother. It wasn't until 1914 President Woodrow Wilson declared that Mother's Day should be celebrated as a national holiday on the second Sunday in May. Ironically, it is followed by Fatigue Syndrome Day on May 12th, And the 14th is National Receptionist Day, and a favorite is May 15th, which is National Chocolate Chip Day. May 17th is Armed Forces Day, and the 26th is Memorial Day. Honor your mother. If not for her, you would not be here. No matter how you feel about war, take a moment to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, their life, for you here in the U.S., so that you may have freedoms that are denied in other parts of the world. However you wish to celebrate the month of May, remember to wear purple for peace. Actual day is the 16th. Thank a soldier and send your mother some yellow carnations, the flower for Mother's Day. Have a happy and safe May. This is Stacy Hill, enlightening you on some of the special days or holidays in May with a New Light video magazine.
The Veil, gifts for the mind, body, and spirit. Visit them online at theveil.storenvy.com.
Feature story, Fahrenheit. We use it every day, but where did it come from? All of us have used the measurement Fahrenheit either in taking a temperature, cooking, or anything else that requires a certain temperature. We watch the news or check out our apps on our phones to see what the temperature will be for the day. Should we wear a sweater or just spend our day beside the pool or on the beach? How many times have you read the heating temperature directions of a cake or brownie box and not thought one time, where does this measurement of Fahrenheit come from? We can thank German physicist, engineer, and glass blower Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit, 24th May 1686 to 16 September 1736, for inventing the mercury in glass thermometer in 1714, and for developing a temperature scale now named after him. Fahrenheit was born on May 24, 1686 in Danzig, Germany, but lived most of his life in the Dutch Republic. Although born to a family of merchants, it wasn't until after his parents' death in 1701 that he moved to Amsterdam to begin his studies to continue the family trade, even though his interest was in natural science. In 1717, he settled down in Hague, where he became a glass blower, where he made barometers, altimeters, and thermometers. In 1718, he began lecturing about chemistry in Amsterdam, and in 1724 he was elected a Fellow of the Royal Society. In his 1724 article, he determined his scale by reference to 3 fixed points of temperature. He achieved the lowest by preparing a frigorific mixture of ice, water, and ammonium chloride, a salt, and waiting for it to reach equilibrium. He then placed the thermometer into a mixture and let it set until it rested at its lowest reading, which was 0 degrees Fahrenheit. His next experiment was to set the thermometer into still water until ice was first forming. This registered at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. On his third experiment, he placed the thermometer under the arm or in the mouth, and this registered at 96 degrees Fahrenheit. In another experiment, he determined that water boils at 180 degrees Fahrenheit. This was later defined as the freezing to boiling interval. This was very convenient since 180 is a highly composite number, meaning it is evenly divisible into many fractions. A funny note here is that the average body temperature was redefined and is 98.2 degrees. The US and Belize use this measurement for temperature every day. The UK has switched to the Celsius scale. Although widely known for his invention of the thermometer, he also invented the hydrometer. A hydrometer is a constant volume device that is used to measure the density of water. Next time you're reading a thermometer or just directions to bake some cookies, we know exactly who Fahrenheit is and where our measurements came from. Can't forget, May 24th is his birthday, so happy birthday, Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit. This is Stacy Hill in New Light Video Magazine.
Creative Divine Studios, the transformative power of sacred sound, the School of Sound and Energy Resonance with Mur Demarmian. Contact Mur at facebook.com/Creative Divine or facebook.com/Melinda Demarmian.
What's up? Uncovering unexplained phenomena. This month we're taking a look at drones. Debunked or chunked? Did we find evidence to debunk the strange lights in the Georgia skies? Or will we have to chunk the idea and continue to research? In some of our past issues, INLVM has shared some research we've been doing on the strange light phenomena in the Georgia skies. We wanted to create What's Up to research strange phenomena and possibly give a valid reason for it. Through our ongoing research into the strange lights that have been appearing, we began looking at possibilities. That led us to YouTube because people use that as a resource to post all sorts of things. We discovered that UFO sighting videos are all over the place on YouTube. We began sorting them to see if we could find any of the same lights, and of course, if it could be identified. One main similarity in all the videos was the audio. Everyone was asking, "What is that?" We found several videos that could have practically been the same footage, but nothing ever identified it. What is it? I began research into what other objects may be in the sky, where planets were supposed to be, and the location of satellites. I even began casually asking people if they have been seeing any unusual things in the sky, or what they thought it might be. I was surprised at the number of people who openly said that they have seen something unusual. Some even had a story to tell about the experience. The only possible explanation has been that it could be military aircraft. That is always the answer. It's a UFO or it's military. I guess really that is the only two options. Or is it? Trying to uncover this unexplained phenomena, I was then led to the possibilities of drones. I was amazed at not only the technology of these machines, but also the variety that is being made at such reasonable prices. Drones can be about the size of a regular airplane, but also range from a small glider plane to the size of an insect. They are typically equipped with a camera that can stream the image to the operator. Heat sensor cameras are also used as well as microphones on even the smallest of drones. This was like something out of a sci-fi movie. It was shocking to realize that they are being used today. They are not just futuristic anymore. This is now. Law enforcement in many areas are using them for surveillance. But drones are not only limited to just military and law enforcement, they are also available to the public. Spy drones, basically looking at society with a watchful eye. Scary to think our privacy will become our sacrifice in the name of safety. But that's another story for another time. Right now, my mission was to identify the strange light phenomena. Could it be drones that many others than I have been seeing in the night sky? Drones work by motorized flight, like a remote-controlled model airplane, and fly at very low altitude. The light phenomena occurs usually just above the tree line, so it is at low altitude. However, most drones didn't appear to have bright lights on them, if they had lights at all. In saying that, some videos I could identify as a possible drone sighting, but I was unable to debunk or classify the light phenomena that we had captured and those that looked a lot like our footage. In my findings, drones are in constant motion, and while able to spy on us, they have not yet built one that hovers in the same place and vanishes without a sound. The idea of the light phenomena being drones was chunked, as the only similarity was that they fly at low altitude. But the idea of drones flying around watching us in our everyday life, like Big Brother in the book 1984 by George Orwell, was a bit shocking to the senses. Alas, it appears that it is a reality we may all see soon enough, as they are already being used. Some companies are producing them quickly, and the numbers of them are growing in use in the public. So, if you see something flying around low in your neighborhood, it could be a drone. The question then is not what it is, but who is it? Is it the military, law enforcement, an online purchase, your neighborhood watch, or a stalker? From the research into this case, I would have to say it could be any of the above. Oh, did I mention that it is predicted in the near future we'll be seeing more of these around in cities, parks, and parking lots, all in the name of security. So what is strange today is likely going to be very familiar all too soon. What do you think about the idea of getting used to seeing drones flying overhead in common everyday life? This is Tammy Sabo, uncovering unexplained phenomena with INLVM.
History, hauntings, happenings. Find your truth with Sixth Sense World. www.sixthsenseworld.com. Entertainment Central! Music trivia time. The answer to last issue's trivia question. After 1978, what musician didn't have another platinum album until The Icon Is Love was released in 1994? Barry White. The Icon Is Love was Barry White's 19th album and was seen as a major comeback for the artist. Released in 1994, the album quickly became his most successful album since the 1970s. Wait, what's this? Something new! It's movie trivia time. This issue's trivia question to honor Star Wars. What name does Luke call out to Leia as he climbs out of his X-Wing after destroying the Death Star? Time to use your Jedi mind skills to answer this question. Or just look for the answer in the next issue, baby. And a new trivia question. Sticker pick holds any guitar pick to any guitar, even on the contour. Is it magic? No. It's the original sticker pick. Get yours today.
The month of May is well known for a few of its holidays, but others may actually surprise you. There is the well-known May Day on May 1st, and Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, and Mother's Day is even celebrated in the month of May. Film director George Lucas, born May 14, 1944, had no idea that he would be the father of another holiday in May. What started out as an idea for a Saturday children's series developed into a 1977 release of Star Wars, which became a cult classic and set new standards for science fiction productions for decades to come. Star Wars Day is celebrated in several different ways, but most often, public or private parties are thrown in which the series of Star Wars movies are played. Some are simple Super Bowl style gatherings, while others go all out and dress the part. One of the internal conflicts for Star Wars Day celebrations is the order that the movies are watched. Some prefer to begin with the prequels that led up to the first release in 1977, backtracking the production timeline, but putting it into the perspective timeline of events. Others feel strongly that they should be watched in order of production to pay homage to their release. My personal opinion, any party with some awesome friends and movies is alright with me. The Star Wars saga consists of two sets of trilogies. Parts 4 through 6 were the first trilogy released from the late 70s into the early 80s, and parts 1 through 3 were produced afterwards, starting with a release in 1999 and the last release of that trilogy in 2005. If you grew up with the Star Wars saga and the timeline of its release, it might be fun to kick back with Netflix for the day and watch the entire series in chronological order, or find a party and enjoy the company with your film night. However you choose to celebrate Star Wars Day, may the 4th be with you. This is Samantha Phoenix for Entertainment Central of In New Light Video Magazine.
For all your musical needs, it's the Georgia Music Warehouse, because everybody plays. And if you're just beginning, ask about their private lessons today.
The gift of the springtime. Mother Nature had painted a ballroom for fairy queens, with draperies of weeping willows and music from babbling streams. With a fairy knight waltzed with a princess and drank from a goblet of gold. When the air was scented with perfume, those were the Mays of old. When after the fall of evening, into the hush of night, I'd creep from my bed to dreamland with fire fairies for light. Down through the lane of maples, down through the lilac row, where butterflies stood as sentries, that's where I used to go. Lanterns were strung from the moonbeams, a rosebush surrounded the throne of the loveliest fairy princess a dreamland ever owned. Her eyes were filled with stardust, her hair was the gold of the sun, and she danced with the grace of a bluebird till the night of her fairies was done. Perhaps you have heard of these splendors, perhaps you have seen them as I dance in the mist of twilight under the evening sky. But if you've not dreamed in the Maytime of fairies and moonlight and love, you've missed the gift of springtime granted by Mary above. So tonight, as the shadows start falling, say a prayer to the Queen of May, that you may dream of fairies and moonlight till the rose-colored dawn of day. Gay Lowry, Robert Cyril. Our Lady's Praise and Poetry, New York, Marist Press, 1944.
The Savannah Deck. Celebrate Savannah's history with a limited edition box set available at www.thesavannahdeck.com.
Holistic Health. Healing pain naturally. Here in southeastern Georgia, spring is in full bloom. The weather has been awesome, so of course we are out there in the sun having fun. Whether it is biking, hiking, gardening, home repair, or sports, we just love to get outdoors when the weather is nice. This season can also give us a lot of aches and pains. While we are out having fun or getting our stuff done, there is a chance for us to get injured. I will tell you about a few natural pain relievers that are a must in your first aid kits. One thing for bruises and pain that I really like is arnica. Arnica is available in pill form or gel, which is great for headaches, body aches, sprains, and your typical bumps and bruises. The arnica flower, similar to daisy, helps reduce inflammation by causing the chemical histamine to be released in our body, relieving pain and swelling. Epsom salt, another favorite of mine, is great for achy muscles, spasms, and cramps. Epsom salt baths, another name for magnesium sulfate, allows magnesium to be absorbed through the skin, relaxing the body and relieving pain at the same time. As we learned in our January-February issue, magnesium helps relax muscles, basically all of your body. Capsaicin, an active component of chili pepper, is only in cream form and is good to use when your arthritis is bothering you or for those that are having nerve pain. Capsaicin temporarily desensitizes pain-prone skin nerve receptors called C fibers. Soreness is diminished for 3 to 5 weeks while they regain sensation. Research has been done and has proven to be very beneficial. Fish oil is another great option for inflammation. Fish oil contains hormone-like chemicals called prostaglandins, which break down when digested. More study on fish oil has proven that it is effective for those that suffer from rheumatoid arthritis and autoimmune diseases associated with joint pain such as lupus, and also neck and back pain. Turmeric, the spice that gives curry its distinctive flavor and coloring, also has plenty of pain relief benefits. Turmeric possesses anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties and also helps to improve circulation and prevent blood clotting. Turmeric has been used in traditional medicines for easing the pain of sprains, strains, bruises, and joint inflammation. Turmeric's magical ingredient is curcumin, which lowers the levels of 2 enzymes in the body that cause inflammation. Ginger, another great helper, is a natural anti-inflammatory and has been used for thousands of years by the Chinese to cure pain. Ginger helps relieve nausea, arthritis, headaches, menstrual cramps, and muscle soreness. One herb that is mostly used as a sleep aid is valerian root. Valerian is commonly called nature's tranquilizer and has been used for centuries to regulate the nervous system and relieve insomnia, tension, irritability, stress, and anxiety. Valerian is also a natural pain reliever that reduces sensitivity of the nerves. Last but not least, yoga. Yes, yoga helps the body by stretching and strengthening. It helps you keep your joints fluid and your muscles relaxed and strong. Yoga helps improve your posture by teaching you how to stand properly. Not standing properly can cause back pain and stress on your back. This gentle exercise is pretty much safe for everyone and is a great alternative to those that can't do high-impact aerobics or lift weights. One of the first questions I am often asked is, do they really work? Yes, they do, and with great results. Some people have even been able to go off NSAIDs completely, and with yoga, some have even lost weight. Sure, everyone's body chemistry is different, and some of you may be on current medication, so you might want to consult with your doctor before trying. If you are able to try these remedies, please do. I do not think you will be sorry, and the best part, no side effects. Have a great spring and summer. Get out and enjoy your life pain-free. This is Stacy Hill giving you a new perspective for healing pain naturally and healthily with a New Light video magazine.
Reiki attunement classes with Reiki Master Instructor Reverend Stacy Hill. For more information, send an email to revstacyhill@gmail.com and start a journey in Reiki today. Holistic Health. Being well. With Cell. Food. Story by Angela Lynn. We all love being well. Yet, so many speak of illnesses, either their own or someone else suffering, and even dying prematurely from so many different malfunctions in the body, and invasive cancers. Billions of dollars are spent each year treating illnesses, But how much emphasis is being placed on the cause and staying well in the first place? We take vitamins and supplements, but are they really working? Logic would tell us that since our body is a fine biological machine, it would require a fine blend of fuel to keep it running at optimal speed. Our bodies respond best to supplements that are in a colloidal formula, meaning they pass readily through the mucous membranes of the mouth and esophagus before they ever hit the stomach. Otherwise, some may be absorbed while the rest simply pass through. We also know that cancer thrives in an acidic environment and cannot survive in an oxygenated one. So does it not seem logical that with the proper blend of nutrients readily available to our cells, well oxygenated, and the proper pH, that the miraculous machine we reside in would thrive? One man thought just that, and in 1946, Mr. Everett Story, a physical chemist, microbiologist, publisher, author, and a man recognized by Albert Einstein as a genius, was fighting to save his own life from radiation poisoning received while witnessing hydrogen bomb testing. Mr. Story had become an expert in heavy water and uses of deuterium, which is the non-radioactive isotope of hydrogen. He used his water-splitting technology with a special blend of 78 minerals, 34 enzymes, and 17 amino acids to create a solution, an electromagnetic equation, a colloidal anionic formula with a negative charge like blood and lymph that would allow for rapid absorption and assimilation of nutrients. A powerful stream of vital bioavailable oxygen and hydrogen would be released into his bloodstream, into his cells, balance his pH, remove toxins, including radiation, nourish, rebuild, and return him to health. Thus, he created what came to be called cell food, deuterium sulfate, which he claimed was the key to treating any disease. Story was ultimately saved by his own invention and lived a healthy long life, passing in 1988. But why have most of us never heard of this? Cell food. The United States Congress passed the Deuterium Freedom Act of 1985, in which Story was recognized for his amazing work and the development of cell food. In 1995, cell food was classified as a nutritional supplement and not as a drug or patented medicine. According to their website, since the founding of the New Science Corporation in 1969, cell food has become the world's #1 selling oxygen and nutrient supplement. It is known as a powerful antioxidant and aids in prevention of cellular damage by neutralizing and eliminating free radicals up to 27%. Top athletes choose cell food as it's been shown to increase oxygen uptake, increase iron storage, and decrease lactic acid accumulation or muscular fatigue. Personal experience of this writer taking the drops as a daily supplement has enjoyed more clarity, energy, more restful sleep, and generally better overall well-being. For the law of attraction gurus, cell food resonates at a higher vibration, which in turn helps with immunity from the lower vibration viruses and bacteria, and helps us stay on the higher frequency of well-being. Cell food is non-addictive, non-invasive, and completely non-toxic. Cell food is made from the finest all-natural plant-based organic substances. Cell food contains no alcohol, glucose, yeast, or gluten. Cell food contains no ingredients that are on the list of banned substances for professional and amateur athletic competitions and associations. Do your own research. Read the testimonials. There are different cell food products: the drops, the skin gel, RNA/DNA supplement, and silica supplement. You can order directly from New Science, www.cellfood.com, www.amazon.com, has the most testimonials, and Better Health Food stores. Be well. Story by Angela Lynn. INLVM would like to thank Angela for sharing a new view on being well. Contact us at innewlightmag@gmail.com for information on placing your advertisement in our publication.
Astronomy and Astrology. Astronomy photo of the month, Butterfly Nebula. May brings flowers and butterflies. This butterfly nebula, cataloged as NGC 6302, was discovered in 1826 by James Dunlap. It is also called the Bug Nebula. In 2009, Hubble's Wide Field Camera 3 captured this image while exploring the dying central star that is on its way to becoming a white dwarf. This nebula is located in the constellation of Scorpius, which is associated with the zodiac sign Scorpio. It lies in the loop area of the tail of the scorpion. This nebula is about 4,000 light-years away. There is another nebula that also carries the name Butterfly Nebula. So to be fair, I had to show them both. This image was taken with Hubble's Wide Field Camera 2. The more common name for NGC 2346 is the hourglass. It was discovered in 1785 by William Herschel. NGC 2346 is a planetary nebula, about 2,000 light-years away. It is located near the celestial equator in the Monoceros constellation that is known as the Unicorn. Don't be misled with an idea of it being a dainty butterfly frolicking in space. Reports suggest that this nebula is larger than our solar system. It is said to measure 1/3 the size of a light-year in diameter. Image credit for both of these space butterflies is NASA ESA and the Hubble Space Telescope. Thanks to Hubble for many years of service being our eyes to the universe, Hubble celebrated 24 years of service in April. Space race continues. Where do we go from here? The space race is a term we seldom hear much anymore, although the race is still going on in a big way. Since we are in the month of May, and May is a very special month for the space race, it seemed only fitting to bring some light to the whole concept and where it's going now. It is a type of anniversary for Americans, and 2014 marks 53 years of Earthlings in space. In 1961, the first human, or should I say Earthling, manned spacecraft took flight. Yuri Gagarin of the then Soviet Union became the first person in space on April 12 of 1961. Just 23 days later, Alan Shepard of the United States became the first American in space on May 5th of 1961. Their only objective at the time was to get into space, and my, how things have progressed since then. They simply went into the outer atmosphere and orbited the Earth. Alan Shepard's historic spaceflight in Freedom 7 was only 15 minutes and 28 seconds. We have been to the Moon, are planning a mission to Mars, have launched numerous orbits around Earth, and built powerful telescopes able to view more details of the universe, all in the span of about 50 years. Knowledge gained cannot be unlearned. The space race led us to the inevitable next step. Even though we have only been scratching the surface, we cannot deny that we have made huge leaps in understanding our universe. Each day we are making new discoveries and seeing the universe in a new light. The space race has changed, and now information and research is not only being done in conjunction with other countries, it is also being shared with countries around the world. Now we have joined forces within this 50 years time span to build the International Space Station. Astronauts from various countries stay for extended periods of time aboard the station together, doing research and sharing in the space experience. The International Space Station is composed of capsules from several countries that are connected and is continually being added to. In the effort to race to space, perhaps we realize that it isn't ourselves we are racing into space. The reality of the vastness of space and the universe allowed the ego of our humble existence to be embraced. Now together as a planetary science and research station, we continue the race in unity with our inhabitants as humankind. So now who are we racing? We don't fully know, but we feel they are out there. Many researchers believe that it is highly improbable that we are alone in the universe. We are edging closer and closer to being a space civilization. Race on, Earthlings! This is Tammy Sabo with a new perspective on the space race and how far it has come and grown into a race of planetary unity. Celestial Event Calendar, May through June of 2014. On Tuesday, May 6th, we have the peak of the Eta Augurids meteor shower. It is active from April 19th through May 28th. On peak, you can see 45 per hour with a magnitude of 2.4. On Thursday, May 8th, we have the peak of the Eta Lyrids meteor shower. It is active from May 3rd through May 14th. On peak, we can see 3 per hour with a magnitude of 3.0. Saturday, May 10th, we have optimal viewing of Saturn. Saturn will be in opposition, and this is the best time for viewing. Look for it in the constellation of Libra. Wednesday, May 14th, the full flower moon, also called Mother's Moon, Milk Moon, Corn Planting Moon, in the constellation of Scorpio. Tuesday, May 20th, Mars comes out of retrograde and goes direct in the constellation of Libra. Saturday, May 24th, the meteor showers or storm from the debris of comet 209P Linear. It is active from May 6th through May 30th. On peak, we may see 100 to 1,000 per hour. Magnitude of 11. On Wednesday, May 28th, we have the new moon in the constellation of Gemini. Saturday, June 7th, we have optimal viewing of Mars and the moon. Look for both of these objects after sunset in the eastern sky. They will be fairly close to each other. Just look for the orange dot beside the moon. Sunday, June 8th, Mercury goes retrograde in the constellation of Cancer. It is in retrograde until July 1st. Then it will be entering Gemini. On Friday, June 13th, the full strawberry moon, also called Rose Moon, Moon of Horses, and the Lotus Moon, in the constellation of Sagittarius. Saturday, June 21st, the Northern Hemisphere will enter into our summer solstice. The Southern Hemisphere will enter into the winter solstice. Friday, June 27th, peak of the June Bootes meteor shower. It is active from June 22nd through July 2nd. On peak, it's kind of variable, have a magnitude of 2.2. On Friday, June 27th, we'll have the new moon in the constellation of Cancer. And that concludes our astronomy outlook for celestial events. I'm Tammy Sabo with a New Light Video Magazine. INLVM Astrology Forecast, May through June 2014 Outlook. Greetings, astrology seekers. We have entered the merry month of May and will soon be entering summertime June. This mid-month forecast covers the astrological events during the months of May and June. Here we can explore the meaning and effects of major events in astrology by the events that we are all familiar with, like the moon phases, and perhaps some you may not be that familiar with that are occurring. On Wednesday, May 14th, the full flower moon. New beginnings will begin with exploration, intuition, emotion, and mystery when the full moon is in Scorpio. This is likely a transit that will have you gathering information to get better understandings in order to make an evaluation and change. Of what? Well, in Scorpio, it leads us to look under every rock and is likely to lead us down the path of lessons learned by trial and error. During this phase, you are less likely to take anyone's word for it. You will be urged to discover or uncover it for yourself. This phase enables us to get rid of fears, habits, relationships, and things that just don't work for us anymore. On Tuesday, May 20th, Mars comes out of retrograde and goes direct in the constellation of Libra. Yes, we have just come out of a 75-day cycle of Mars putting our relationships under great analysis. Now going direct, we may feel we can breathe again, as we are more than likely feeling a little more clear on where our relationships stand. Although this may not be the time to breathe. This could be the start of the release from the buildup from the discoveries made during the retrograde. This is a time of conclusion, and Libra will demand a balance be restored. On Saturday, May 24th, Jupiter and Saturn trine in the sign of Scorpio. The effects and influences of this phase bring great possibilities for material success. Projects and goals that you have been wanting to do are likely starting to happen. This alignment often urges us with enthusiasm, making us emotionally capable of following through on our desires. This is a good time to establish guidelines and plans. When this power transit takes place, it signifies a rare and possible unusual opportunity happening in our life. On Wednesday, May 28th, new moon in the constellation of Gemini. Take some time during this phase to meditate, relax, and manifest. This new moon is all about bringing things to fruition. Communication are likely to be at a high point, as well as charm. Many of us are likely to be able to pull from the Gemini social side to meet new people, start new projects, and create new ventures. We are likely to feel we can accomplish several tasks, and will need to be prepared to take on multiple things at once. It could be easy to get distracted though, so avoid being scattered. On Sunday, June 8th, Mercury goes retrograde in the constellation of Cancer. It is in retrograde until July 1st, then it will be entering Gemini. The Mercury merry-go-round. All the planets go into retrograde cycle, but Mercury seems to impact us more than any other. Those that know of Mercury's retrograde cycle know it's time to put on our big pants and face the music with as much dignity as possible. This transit will radiate a hyper-focus on our emotions. That means we are sailing into an emotional roller coaster with highs and lows that come at record speeds. The best way to cope is to go with the flow. The best surfers will survive this one. To surf through this wet backward spiral, you will want to arm yourself with some survival wisdom. 1. Irritability. Pay attention to your own mood swings. During this phase, getting into arguments about nothing often pop up. Complaints are higher too. Be more easygoing, good to yourself and others as often as possible right now. Number 2. Your electronic devices are more likely to malfunction during this phase. Not sure I can tell you how to avoid that, so smile, grin, it will pass. Number 3. Expect mix-ups, period. Delays to miscommunications. Friday, June 13th, the full strawberry moon, also called rose moon, moon of horses, and the lotus moon, in the constellation of Sagittarius. The full moon itself ushers in a fresh air that Sagittarius can masterfully whirl out an exciting new adventure to take. The outdoors may be calling you. During this phase, we are often drawn to enjoy outings and physical activities, where life becomes an adventure of exploring and learning new things. Our intuition is heightened during this phase, so pay attention to your instincts and gut feelings. Saturday, June 21st, in the Northern Hemisphere, we have the summer solstice. In the Southern Hemisphere, we enter the winter solstice. This is the longest day of the year for the Northern Hemisphere and the shortest day for the Southern Hemisphere. Since we have viewers in both places, we'll want to touch on what influences this can bring. For the Northerners, you are likely to feel that your energy is at a peak. You may be driven and full of energy. For the Southerners, you may feel the opposite effects. You may feel tired and weary, ready for a break of some kind. Both are a transition into a new phase of life. On Friday, June 27th, new moon in the constellation Cancer. The new moon is a good time to spend doing some reflecting. All dark moons pull our thoughts and emotions inward. In this case, it is just like the crab to initiate the feelings that we need to pull in our shell for protection and safety. During this phase of some major reflection, we are more likely to have the desire to retreat and find peace and solitude somewhere. Dreams can be very revealing during this phase, so pay close attention to dreams, as they can offer insight into your true self, wants, and desires. To find out more information, visit our website at www.INLVM.com I'm Tammy Sabo, the INLVM staff astrologer, sharing an outlook on astrology.
About in New Light Video Magazine. We are the first of our kind as a video magazine, and we look forward to bringing you, our viewers and listeners, into thinking of new possibilities and gaining new perspectives with each issue. To find out more about us, what we do, and how to become a contributor to show your support, please go to our website for additional information. There you can find many of our social media connections, such as our blogs, archives, Blog Talk Radio, and our new virtual world experience. That website is www.innewlightvideomagazine.com or www.inlvm.com. As always, thank you for your support, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.